Hello and welcome to Airship Pirates World. Today I'm going to be showing you the merchant and cargo systems. These systems form the very backbone of the Airship Pirates world because if there were no merchants, there would be no money, and no pirates or navies of any kind. So I'm going to spawn as a merchant by right-clicking this button in the server spawn area, and I appear in the beautiful city of Emerald Bay. So, in this city, you'll note we appear right next to the Cargo Master of Emerald Bay. So, this person is the person I will deal with to purchase and sell cargo. I will purchase it here and then sell it somewhere else at a higher price. That's the basic mechanic behind running cargo. And as it says on this sign, this is a source of fish. In other words, if I buy fish here, I can sell it anywhere else for a profit. Now the reason I'm showing you Emerald Bay is I want to tell you something rather important, which is that Emerald Bay is the one exception to this rule. If I buy a fish here, it is possible to sell it in two other cities at a loss. One of them is Area on the Isle, and the other is Fogholt. It's not a big loss, but it is a loss. So, be aware of that. If you're going to trade with Area on the Isle and Fogholt, buy something other than fish, and I'm afraid you'll have to go to those cities to see what sells there at a profit. And that's true in general. So, you can use these signs when you're first starting out, telling you that you should buy whatever it says right on the sign. But really, to make a ton of money, you're going to have to learn the various markets and understand which goods you can sell at a profit in each city. But we're going to keep it simple. So I'm going to trade fish with Trindon, as it says right there. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend all of my remaining money on fish. This is a huge risk, right? Because if I were to die, I would lose all of my money, and I would have nothing. And I'd probably need some help from someone else, or I'd need to go out in the wilderness and do some farming or mining or something in order to get any more money. But I am going all in. I'm going to take this risk because it is going to get me my money a little faster. Because the nature of cargo is it's exponential. The more you have, the more you make. Just like in real life. Now, let me just show you how this window works. So, each of these, so all I did is I right-clicked on the guy. And if I click on an item in here, I buy it. If I click on an item in my inventory, I sell it. And the cargo shops, unlike any other shop, they buy and sell for the exact same amount. So if I sell that fish back, I could get some sugar cane, although that would be a horrible idea. I would lose money, but still, I'm just showing you how the system works. Get the fish back. Okay, done. Alright, we are ready. So I'm going to take this to Trindon, which I know for a fact I'll be able to make some good money doing. And as it says on this sign, Trindon is 300 blocks to the west and 1900 blocks to the north. So it is mostly north and a little west. Now you'll note I'm running this this map mod, mini-map mod, sorry, right here. I highly recommend you get one of these. It's going to make your trading so much easier, and you can set waypoints, and it's the only way to go. For combat, it is absolutely essential. You have to have a mini-map mod for combat so that you can aim your weapons. Alright, but enough chatting, let's hit the road. So as I say, I'm going to head mostly north and a little west. And I got to go around here. Okay. All these cows wandering around the city. The Royal Navy should really do something about that. It's a disgrace. Alright, so I'm going to use the, I guess I'll use this exit right here to get out of the city. Now, as long as I'm near this city, I'll be okay. There won't be any monsters around here. But if I get far enough out, it's going to say you are leaving Royal Navy protected airspace. When that happens, I am now vulnerable to both monsters and any other player. Maybe some pirate's going to come down here and kill me and take my cargo. Oh, there's a cat. So you see how that works? You do have to take some risk. It's all about risk versus reward. In this case, I'm going all in. I'm not sure that I would recommend that if you actually intend to keep the character that you're playing on. This beautiful, lush jungle. Alright, so I'm headed off. You can see on my mini-map I'm heading north by northwest. And I'm just going to fast forward through this part because I don't want you to get too bored. Alright, and up ahead I can start to see the landing fields of Trindon. So I'm getting quite close. And as I recall from past experience, the cargo merchant in Trindon is in the north central portion of the landing fields. Oh, and I'm in Trindon protected airspace. Yay! So at this point I've basically made it because monsters don't spawn in this area. Although one could still follow me in. So, yeah. And here we are. Okay, and I'm going to eat just a bit more of this fish. Okay. So I'm going to walk across these fields. These are private airship docks, which can be purchased. There's also public airship docks, which is what you'll probably want to use most of the time because they're free and easy to use. Okay, so here is our fine cargo vendor here in the city of Trindon. And I'm just going to talk to him. And I'm going to left-click on all of my cooked fish, selling all of that fish at a profit. Now, as the sign says right there, source of sugar. Alright, well, I can deal with that, so I'm going to buy sugar. As much of it as I can carry. Oh, before I spend all my money, I'm realizing I better have some food. So, the cheapest food that this guy's going to sell me is going to be baked potatoes. And 8 should be enough. So I'm going to do 8 baked potatoes. Oh, that was stupid. But as I say, you don't actually lose money buying and selling back to the same vendor. Okay, and more sugar canes. Okay, excellent. Now, if it was near dark, I might wait out the night here before heading back, because of course you don't want to try and run cargo by foot at night. It's an easy way to lose all your money. But since it's day, I'm going to just head out right now. Oh, hello, Commodore. Ow. And there's a zombie waiting for me. Aww. It's like he's welcoming me back to the wilds. Now you might be wondering, why don't I buy some armor, weapon, that sort of thing? It's because I want to save every penny I have to build my cargo capacity and my cargo up as quickly as I can. I will buy all of the weapons and that sort of thing eventually, but I'm going to wait until I've got a pretty good amount of money. The thing about cargo is it is exponential. And once again, back in protected airspace. That little zombie almost got me. Well, this is why you'll probably want to be more careful and actually bring weapons. And it didn't help that it started raining. Alright, but nearly made it back. Okay, just a little bit more. And there is the beautiful city. Oh, never been so happy to see Emerald Bay. So you can also do trade routes that are only over water, and it's a lot safer, but you don't make as much money in general. Some of them are pretty good. But anyway, so I could have gone to area on the Isle, but it's harder to make money in that direction. Trindon, you make a good profit on. Okay, so we're back. Now, let's go talk to the harbor cargo master, and he was over here. If you do have the minimap mod, it's probably a good idea to put a waypoint on the various cargo masters. But I know the city pretty well, and he is right there. I bet my character is pretty miserable right now, having just walked a couple of miles in the rain. Or should I say, ran in terror. Alright, but let's see what we got for our trouble. So I'm going to go through, and I'm clicking on each of these to sell them all. Okay, let's see how we did. So remember, I started with $500 to my name. Now, slash money. Nice! 2,200. So I'm well on my way. And of course, you just keep doing that, going back and forth until you've got enough money to purchase an airship, and you don't have to worry about the stinking ground anymore. Alright, so I've been running cargo back and forth for a while, until I finally have enough money to purchase my first airship, a merchantman. The merchantman only actually costs 4,000, however, you want to wait till you have about 20,000 or so that you can afford to outfit it properly, and to fill it full of cargo, which is the most expensive part. So let's check the old money. Right now I've got 13,000. I actually took it up to 20,000, but then I bought the airship, I bought a bunch of other stuff, I bought fuel, I'm also wearing armor now, as you can see. So yeah, like I say, you don't want to be caught without enough money to actually use the airship that you purchased. Now, another common mistake, everybody makes this mistake, including myself, is they don't buy enough fuel. So make sure you get plenty of charcoal. Charcoal is the cheapest of the fuels, and load it back here. You don't want to get caught out in the wilderness somewhere with no gas. Alright. So now, let's see. So I've outfitted this ship like I described in the Captain's video, the Airship Pirates World Captain's Guide. That video will show you how to outfit this and put all the signs up and what all these, how to use the ship and all that stuff. In this video, we're going to focus on how to run cargo with it. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to empty my inventory completely. And by the way, you note, I'm always very careful to close the door behind myself. That's so that no one can sneak in here. Because otherwise, if I leave the door open, they could walk back here, they could harass me, they could even hide in the back until I'm out in the wilds, and you just don't want that. So, I will put all of my inventory in this chest. And I think yeah, that's right, that's where I put the fuel. I want to use all of these chests for cargo. This chest, which I added to the ship, is where I'm going to store my personal stuff. And also ship supplies. I also filled in the wool a little bit, just so you know. If you want to be able to lift more chests, like in order to add that chest, I had to fill in the wool a bit. Okay, let's go buy us some cargo. So once again, we're going to go up to this cargo master guy. And his skin still hasn't loaded. He actually has a skin, it's just there's a bug right now with the Citizens plugin. Anyway, so I'm going to buy a whole bunch of sugarcane. So Trindon is just about the best city in the world for just starting out with your airship, because it only costs about 14,000 or so to fill your cargo hold with sugarcane. It's the cheapest commodity there is. So that's a good one to start with. And then, let me show you this trick. Not many people know this, and it's going to save you a ton of time. I'm going to right-click on this chest, then I'm going to left-click on the sugarcane. I'm holding down the Shift key now. So you hold down the Shift key, and then you double-click. And it's a double left-click. And it works both ways. If I Shift, left, double left-click on the chest, it transfers it all to my inventory. If I Shift, double left-click on my inventory, it transfers them all to the chest. So that's handy. Oops. Okay. And I'm going to go... okay, and I'm going to fill the rest of this in this... Oops. There we go. And we keep going. Now, it does take a while to load up the cargo. Generally takes maybe 7 minutes or so to do a full ship like this. So I'm going to fast forward this bit so I don't bore you too much. Oh. Alright! That apparently is all the money that I have. So if I check my money, got $46. Now once again, in the actual game, if you had a character that you cared about, and it wasn't just for a video, for example, you would want to be more careful. You would want to keep some money in reserve. But I'm not going to. So, I've told the guys, let's see, no one is going to come attack me and kill me and take all my stuff. So I don't have to worry about that. So, as you can see, I didn't quite fill up every nook and cranny in this ship, but I have a mostly full load here, and that cost me about 13,000. All right, let's get this show on the road. Okay, so I'm going to pilot the airship, and I'm going to start ascending and take her up. And once I clear these docks, we'll move out of the city. So here in Trindon, there's a few private docks, like that one over there is a private dock, and you can't fly through those unless you actually rent it. Those are really for warships, though. We merchantmen do not need private docks, which is good because they cost a lot of money. Alright, that should be high enough. I'm now going to turn south. Oh, apparently I'm too close to this other region. Oh, and I just realized I don't have my stuff. So let me open this chest, get my food, stick, sword. I carry all this stuff. You want to have at least the basics in your inventory at all times. I should have some wood too, but I accidentally sold it. Anyway, because sometimes you fall out of the ship. It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, you don't want to be killed by some monster. And it's, you know, so be ready. All right. So I can't turn left because it's saying I can't build in this region, so I need to move my ship away from the city. And so I'll just use the stick to move, which is slow, but it worked. Alright, I'm going to try and turn again. Nope. Another solution to this, by the way, is I could have a different... I could change where the helm sign is. There, finally. Okay, so we're headed south. And as you may recall, Emerald Bay is south and east of Trindon. Alright, and then one other thing I want to talk about. So I've got this mini-map, right? And I've now set up waypoints. So you may notice there is a little arrow right here. That arrow is the waypoint that I set for Emerald Bay. So if I go that way far enough, of course, I will go to the actual cargo guy. Okay, and we're now leaving Trindon Protected Airspace. However, unlike before, I don't have to worry about monsters as much up here. Because the airships, you know, I'm not walking through a jungle anymore. Thank goodness for that. Also, now I can go straight over this swamp. I don't have to try and go around it. Alright. I'm just going to fast forward this part again. Okay, and now we've entered Royal Navy airspace. I can see the city right over there. So we're getting close. Now, okay, let's talk a little bit about cities. You can fly over a city if you go high enough, but you can't fly over private houses. So within every city is a bunch of houses that you can purchase. And you're not allowed to fly over those houses. Long story short, it's probably easiest to just avoid cities entirely. To fly around them. Which is what I'm about to do. So I'm going to turn my ship. Oh, I ran out of fuel right when I was about to dock. Alright, let's go put some more fuel in the engines. So that was 4 stacks. I consumed 4 stacks of fuel. And just ignore all of these missing chests. It's just a graphical bug. Yeah, you used 4 stacks of fuel to get here. Alright. The sun's coming up. So basically, I used most of a Minecraft day on that journey. And there we are, all docked. Okay, now let's unload all this cargo. So I'm going to put all my stuff in my private chest over here and start unloading this stuff. Ah, bright light. Okay, and we go up to the cargo merchant. It's right over here. And we sell all this stuff. Normally, I would also buy something else to take back to Trindon or a different city. But in this case, I'm not going to. I just want to unload everything and show you how much money I ended up with. So I'm going to fast forward through this part. Okay, so I have unloaded all of my cargo. Let's see how we did. 18,000, so I made 5,000 off that one trip. So once you get your airship, you start to make money a lot faster. And as I mentioned, it is exponential. So eventually you're making hundreds of thousands per trip, especially after you upgrade your ship or purchase a new ship. But of course, as the money rises, so does the risk, because you start to become a very lucrative target for those pirates out there. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this. If it's been helpful, I'd encourage you to like the video and subscribe, and I will see you on the server.